An absolute must-play. I believe there were many ways to start this video, but this game as a single-player experience is one of the most focused and incredible of the great majority I have seen. Get ready, because this time, the review of the underrated and unexpected Naruto Rise of a Ninja has arrived. Did you think the Naruto game reviews had finished? Ha! We are just getting started. I would greatly appreciate if you leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss anything on the channel if you like this type of content. Without more talk, let's see what Naruto Rise of a Ninja brings us. This is one of the first Naruto games created by non-Japanese developers, the good old Ubisoft. Yes, those who brought us great franchises like Assassin's Creed and Rainbow Six. That's why his style is something extremely different from what Japanese game studios like Ultimate Ninja try to do. What I mean is that the art of the character models, the attempt to tell everything in a sequential way with anime fragments, and the peculiar combat style is pretty North American. The story is told by combining in-game cinematics along with anime material, but they know when to include them and when it would work best as cinematics independent of the game so as not to abuse the visual material. It makes us live the events of Naruto from the beginning of the series until Naruto's fight against Gaara, so it is taking practically 50% of the original story of PTS Naruto. It starts with unconventional formulas. They let us control Naruto after he fails the graduation exam again, where the entire village rejects him. This is where the game really shines, in how it totals the feeling of immersion with the player towards how Naruto feels from the beginning. We can talk to the villagers, but they have a system of progression of sympathy with you. In the beginning, everyone will hate you. They will not want to help you, so it depends on your progress in the game that they begin to like you better and they end up helping you. Thing which is crucial to 100% completion of the game. Rise of a Ninja is open world, third person, and with sandbox features. In fact, it has a very early focus on the gameplay when we start by stealing the scroll from which Naruto learns the Shadow Clone Jutsu, letting us infiltrate into the Hokage's mansion and flee the place, everything on us, giving us the opportunity to move really from point A to point B, which would be the Leaf Forest. Also, the parts where we meet Haku have a more marked relevance, things that are not covered much in other games, even leaving out that Rise of a Ninja makes an effort to extend the story so it doesn't feel too fast. In addition to immersive elements, the open world and detailed storytelling, there was also the hand-to-hand combat, a fighting style that reminds me a lot of the feeling of Mortal Kombat 3D games. All the controls were modified and had different combinations to give variety to the gameplay. Something pretty important that I cannot forget is that the game pays a lot of attention and in part gives great love to the universe of Naruto, giving small samples of lore, an opportunity so that they not only appear on screen but work as a mechanical addition that I seriously loved. The jutsus can be practiced, learned, and executed in a real combat, and that works through a command system that emulates the movement of the hands of the ninja when making a technique. Here we see the example of how Naruto learns the shadow clones using the hand signs, and then he can use it in the fight against Mitsuki. It is a splendid and inspirational moment for the developers, a point in favor and that we will surely see later. Needless to say that the graphics of the game are beautiful in 2007. It is surprising how an anime game was seen with such quality at this time, taking into account that they have never been the final goal of many developers and sometimes the support is not so massive compared to AAA projects. However, it faded out and the open world of the village unleashed the power of an Xbox 360. Shiny colors, well-detailed textures, in addition to faithfully represented, it is very pleasant to be out there walking around the village with this great attention to detail and ambience. I think it's really the first game that matched the color palette of the world of Naruto perfectly. I believe that the game deserves a space to talk only about its additional elements, such as the memo clips, an additional help in combat that represents important moments in Naruto's life and that can help in the middle of a combat to recover health and chakra exponentially. Side quests to help the villagers and earn their respect, trade unique items like rare coins to upgrade your equipment, use ramen as a supplement even when you take it on missions and increase your health, practice the jutsus, buy new skills for the combat mode. There are dozens of implements. The soundtrack of the game is the same as the anime, exactly the same, so for those who already know it, those melodies cannot go wrong. They could not fit in a better way. Much of what complements the gameplay is the platforming system in several of the missions. Although the movement feels fluid and full of dynamics, I felt that it did not fit quite well with the feeling of going from one platform to another, as if the Naruto's movement pace was much more accelerated than the progression of his travel. But it is not really something to consider a negative factor, not at all. It does not hinder how fun it is to play this game, but obviously, like every game, it's not perfect, because now it turns out that highlighting positive and negative points of a game is throwing hate at it. But anyway, more additions like the racing in the trees, we see them again here, but if you pay attention, not only this segment but all the others have their own style, and it's very nice to see. These are things that I love, and many should learn from this type of immersion strategies in a video game. When you meet Kakashi, for example, and it is a moment in the story when they have to go on an important mission outside the village, the game tries to prepare you for the trip, reminds you to equip properly, for example with the kunais, don't forget to carry supplements like ramen to recover your health, all of this without forgetting that going out on a mission can take a lot of time. I love when games do things like this because they make the world feel more authentic. They are very exciting ways of giving you feelings of insecurity and curiosity. It's not just another level you need to access. The instructions that Onko gives us before entering the forest of death and that absence of sound while we look deep in the trees makes us feel real moments of tension, creates a sensation that I sincerely love. I have already seen this story hundreds of times, I know what is going to happen in there, but I feel like wanting to go in and see what is waiting for me. The combination of anime material with in-game cinematics and at the same time introducing mechanics that go beyond just repetitive combat is really very impressive. I would have liked to see the participation of other characters in the story mode. Well, not their participation, but rather the possibility of using them. For example, here they make it look as if Naruto had given this blow to Orochimaru when it was really Sasuke, and I would have loved to recreate that scene. The one-on-one fighting gameplay was not focused on providing a hardcore multiplayer experience. While you were in rage mode, you did not take any kind of damage at all. That's a little absurd in terms of serious online combat, so it wasn't something that had consequences. The game is visually splendid, and the fan service provided in the special techniques, for example when you must hit the rival's chakra points with Neji's ultimate, is wonderful. The story of Naruto is treated with so much affection that it reflects everywhere the desire that this work team had to make a sequel to the game to end the whole story, and they did so, even leaving us a post-credit scene, a game that we will be reviewing pretty soon. Guys, I want to take a moment to thank you for all your love and support that you provide to my videos. I know we have a lot more to learn, but you don't know how much I appreciate your support. Infinite thank you to everyone who was by my side at every moment watching the videos and the series. Also, those who recently arrived, thanks to each and every single one of you. Many new things are coming pretty soon. Guys, that was all for today. Take care and see ya.